Chris, Happy New Year, 2026. We're in a really good run of form at the minute.
Yeah, likewise to you, the fans, and the club as a whole. Yeah, mate, form at the minute is very, very good. I think there's 5 wins on the bounce. I think those that are sort of diehard enough to watch my interviews will remember the ones I said early doors, in the summer and start of the season, where I said January will be when we kind of find a bit of momentum. The squad will gel a bit more and we'll hit the ground running. Until then, I said we'd be inconsistent, and as it's kind of proved, we were inconsistent. We did all right to get where we were. We were better than what we thought we were going to be, and then the mentality in the group started to change for a few various reasons. And we've managed to put this run together. Listen, it's great while it lasts. It's obviously going to come to an end at some point, but belief in the squad at the minute is very high. I don't think we fear anyone as such. We do as much homework as we can on people, so everything at the minute is positive. It's all going in the right direction as we kind of thought it would. But listen, the message to the lads that we keep pushing at the minute is don't rest and stop because you think you've done enough for the season, or the club's happy where we kind of are. We want to keep kicking on now. The longer that run goes on, the more teams will be aware of us and sort of what we do and how we do things. So we have to keep doing the right things, and just see what happens. That's all it is. There's no pressure on the lads as long as they perform to the best of their ability every week. Obviously, one or two will always have an off day. Us as a club will have an off day. The management team, we got things wrong recently just before the run. So all positive at the minute, all really good. Lads are out there training again tonight, even though the weather's not been great, and I think that's a massive factor this year. The club made sure we had the training area as such lit up so we could get out there every week. We've been indoors, trying to do a couple of little sessions. You don't want to do too many, but little things like last week we were doing sort of indoor five-a-side and a bit of friendly dodgeball, so nothing got broken in here. It's just kept the squad tight. The changing room is really, really good. So that's played a big part this year for sure.
You mentioned 5 on the spin, which is really, really good, and belief in the squad. How much do you attribute that to smart recruitment? Yeah,
obviously we've done well recently. Rutty come in as a coach, and he's been great. Like the mentality brought in of wanting the lads to be a lot more positive and sort of proactive rather than reactive. He's a centre half that's played the level, so the lads have taken to him really, really well. They're impressed with the stuff he does in the group chat on a Friday night, prepping them for a game, the sessions he puts on alongside Nick. So that's been a massive one, and obviously he knew the club. He's played here before, so fans have taken to him, the lads have taken to him. He's great to work with. He brings fresh ideas that maybe we hadn't thought of. So there's now 3 or 4 of us bouncing ideas around. So he's been a class act for sure. And then obviously on the pitch we've got it right. Ashton come in and brought a lot of experience and quality to the midfield. And JP come back from Corsham, and that was a big one. Like I said at the time, off the pitch as much as on it. He's a great lad. His family are great to have around the football club. And I think that's, we've had 5 wins on the bounce, 3 of them while he's been here, 2 clean sheets in that time. So he brings a lot of composure and confidence to the back line, which then enabled us to move Fabian back into centre mid, which he is. He's a centre midfielder, and we were trying to plug a gap with him. So Charlie Maddison is come back from Welton, so again brings a bit of grit and experience into the midfield. So we done well in getting those boys over the line. We've just signed another youngster, Rory, who is a player that's very much been on the radar for us for a long, long time. I've known him for a few years now from youth football. He turned 16 Saturday, so sod's law. He's been training with us for a year, so we've had him in and around the first team for the best part of 12 months now, doing training sessions towards the end of last season. A little bit of pre-season and stuff. He's a great kid. He's a local lad, so he's Bradford through and through. So he's going to be massive for this football club over the next few years, I think. If he can if he can take the opportunity that's given to him, he'll be a great signing. But yeah, we've just got to wait a little while. It may not be this season. He sort of damaged his ACL, so we're waiting on whether it's a surgery job or we can get him fit, working with Sarah for the next couple of months and get him on the pitch before the end of the season. But he'll be a great signing for this football club, and one that the fans are going to enjoy watching for as long as we can keep him here. I think that will be the problem, how long we can maybe hold on to him. And then on the flip side, we obviously a few have moved on. Charlie Warren's gone back to Calne. I love Charlie, great kid, good football player. Just was very unlucky in the sort of way that the way we were playing, and players we had in there was probably the strongest part of our team, and he wanted to play football more often than not. So we were never going to stop him doing that. He come in the summer when we were really struggling, helped this club massively this season. Been great to have around, so we'll never burn that bridge and stop him playing and ruin the relationship. So he's gone back there. I get on really well with Kenty. He's a good bloke, so he'll go back there and be looked after like he was last year. And Keegan Smart's done the same move, so again, someone we brought in once the season was up and running, so it was tough for Keegs. Great kid again. Every session he was here. If we left him out of the squad on a Saturday because of numbers, he would turn up on the Tuesday. He works hard. There's definitely a player there. We just couldn't get him the minute. So again, we've spoke to Kent. He's gone to Calne to get some game time, and that's one we'll monitor and see what happens.
Fantastic. And of course, Ray.
Yeah, Ray is another lad I kind of felt bad for. So obviously at 16, lives near Crib. So again, his attitude, he was getting buses and trains to get here for training. He'd come to games and not get on in some, or would get sort of 10, 15 minutes. He finally got his break. He played a couple, started a couple on the bounce, and was sound. I think he's a kid with a big future in the game. And then I think he dropped out ill one week, and Jacob went in centre half, and that's kind of how we've done things this year, without being sort of horrible or too nice one way or the other. If you play well, we've kind of left you in. So he's gone to Cribs on a dual reg. Gaffer reached out and needed a centre half, and literally it's on his doorstep. So we've got his name out there at step 5. He's now going to play step 5 for the rest of the season. And again, we'll keep in contact. Obviously, the connect with his brother Raf being here last season, helping us get promoted and stuff. So we wish him well, all of them. All the best, and hopefully they'll smash wherever they are for as long as they are. And like you said, it's definitely channels we'll keep open.
Yeah, and up next we have Devizes Town in the Les Phillips Cup quarterfinals.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm all right. Not quite sure if I'll be managing yet, or if Ross is going to do it. The reserves management have taken all the Les Phillips games so far, and Ross, Simon and Shay have been sound. It's great for them boys to get the exposure and the experience of a higher level than where they are. It's been a bit more of a senior squad in the Bocco game than it was the Radstock game, but again, they did fine. Like I said, they competed. The instructions that them boys put on, I'm kind of floated, and if they needed an opinion on something, I'm there to give it. So it'll probably be the same at the weekend, I would imagine. I think it's a bit harsh to let them get that far and then whip it away from them. So again, it might be that I'm a bit more involved in terms of a team talk or some sort of setup, but those guys have been brilliant. Like I said, they're doing well in their league. If they can win their games in hand, they'll be top end of Wilkes 1. So obviously the goal is to get them into the Wilkes Prem and close this gap, so players can bounce between a bit more comfortably. But for the football club, it's going to be massive. I think the weather should just about be okay. Then again, we've seen Saturday, it was miserable all week. The pitch was underwater Friday night, and we still had 250 turn up. So it'll be a hell of a game. Two top sides. As much as they're step 6, they're top of step 6. They haven't been beaten in the league this year. The players they got have probably all played step 5 or above. Chrissy's done, I said it last year, a hell of a job over there. And obviously they'll be step 5 next season. And you look at how they do things and stuff, they'll be very comfortable whichever sort of division they drop into next year. So it's going to be a decent game. Like I said, the lads have just got to play the game, not the occasion. it's a cup game where it wasn't our bread and butter at the start of the season. It's now become a bit more of a kind of a target now to go as far as we can. But again, it's just another game this season where we've done brilliantly, and it's just one more. Can we turn up on the day? Can we put a show on for the fans? Because there's no doubt they'll turn up. They'll want to turn over higher opposition and progress to what could be another big local-ish game in the next round.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chris.
Legend.